Hi, this is Every Pretty channel. Thank you for tuning in. Today we're having a lovely afternoon tea and we are talking about Giselle. This is my new ballet vlog, which is a video blog, and I'm going to read you the story of Giselle, the synopsis. Giselle begins on a fall morning on a German village in Rhineland. Giselle, a lovely peasant girl with a weak heart and a passion for dancing, is courted by a young peasant man, known to her as Louis. He is in fact the Duke Albrecht, only disguised as a peasant. Hilarion, a local gamekeeper, is also in love with Giselle, and is highly suspicious of the newcomer, who has won Giselle's affections. He tries to convince Giselle that Louis cannot be trusted, but she states she's in love with him, and ignores his warnings. Giselle's mother, Berthe, is very protective of her daughter. She discourages a relationship between Giselle and Louis, and disapproves of Giselle's fondness for dancing, afraid that her daughter's weak heart will give out. She tells Giselle and the villagers the story of the Willies, young maidens who died before their wedding, and who, transformed into spirits, must spend eternity dancing. Meanwhile, a party of nobles who has been hunting arrives at the village, seeking refreshments after the hunt. Between them is the Duke of Courland and his daughter Bathilde, who is engaged to Albrecht. Bathilde is charmed by Giselle's sweet and demure nature, not knowing of her relationship with Albrecht. Giselle confides to the noblewoman that she has fallen in love. Bathilde responds that she is in love too, and asks to see Giselle's fiancé. Louis is nowhere to be found. Bathilde offers the peasant girl a necklace as a wedding present. Giselle, delighted by the gift, dances for Bathilde. The Duke and Bathilde go to Giselle's cottage for a rest, and the hunting party disperses. Giselle's friends return, bringing Louis with them. Everyone dances in celebration of the harvest. Giselle is crowned the queen of the vintage, but Hilarion interrupts the festivities. He rushes towards Giselle and denounces Louis as a deceiver. Giselle does not want to believe him. Using Albrecht's hunting horn, Hilarion calls back the party of noblemen. Albrecht has no time to hide and can no longer conceal his identity. Not only he's a nobleman, but he greets Bathilde and his betrothed. All are shocked by the revelation, but none more than Giselle, who is distraught beyond measure. Betrayed in her most cherished and pure sentiment, she sinks into madness. She begins to dance while all the tender moments she shared with Louis flash before her eyes. She tries to kill herself with Albrecht's sword. Then she collapses and dies of a broken heart. Giselle has been buried in a forest close to a lake. Hilarion mourns at Giselle's grave, but is frightened away by the presence of the Willies, the ghostly spirits of maidens betrayed by their lovers. The Willies, led by their queen Myrtha, hunt the forest at night to seek revenge on any man they encounter, forcing them to dance until they die of exhaustion. Myrtha and the Willies rouse Giselle's spirit from her grave and initiate her into their sisterhood. The Willies hide about the forest as Albrecht, full of remorse and sorrow, comes to mourn at Giselle's grave and seeks her forgiveness. She suddenly appears before him, but whenever he tries to embrace her, his arms pass through her. As Giselle vanishes, Albrecht follows her vision into the woods. Meanwhile, Hilarion has been found in the forest by the Willies. On Mirth's order, they make him dance until he's exhausted and then throw him into the lake where he drowns. Now Albrecht's presence is revealed, and Myrtha commands that he too must die. Giselle intervenes, telling him to seek shelter at the cross of her grave, where she stands in protection. But Myrtha orders Giselle to dance. She obeys, moving away from the cross. Albrecht is unable to resist the allure and beauty of Giselle's dance and is soon drawn to her. They dance together as the expression of their love. By dancing with Albrecht, Giselle tries to prolong his ability to survive. Giselle again pleads for his life, but she cannot sway Myrtha. Albrecht is forced to dance until death, and just as he collapses on the floor from exhaustion, the clock strikes 4. As the morning sun appears, the Willies vanish. Albrecht is rescued from death. But Giselle too must return to the earth. After bidding a tender farewell to Albrecht, she disappears into the dawn. Albrecht is left alone, weeping at her grave. Heartbroken and shamed, he realizes that Giselle's true love has saved his life. Let's talk about the Willies for a moment. We said that they are young maidens, spirit of young maidens that died before their wedding, following a very traditional German myth. When they appeared in the ballet, they should be dressed in bridal gowns and garland of flowers. They will be wearing white dresses and short bridal veils. Let's talk about Giselle's entrance, the first time she appears on stage. There is a dance of initiation by the Willies that ends with the Willies having their back to the audience as they are massed towards a diagonal towards Giselle's grave. Myrtha, extending her rosemary branch, calls Giselle that emerges from their grave. Giselle is actually a cadaver, which Myrtha brings to life by means of her supernatural powers. Therefore, Giselle's first entrance should be slow and almost mechanical, like those of a hypnotized person. When the veil is drawn from her face, her eyes would be closed, and she would start walking towards Myrtha, her arms still crossed over her breasts. When she sees her, she instinctively inclines her head in homage. With a wave of her branch, Myrtha causes little wings to spring off Giselle's shoulders, and then she will start dancing her famous variation, which ends with those tours jetés in a diagonal. Thank you so much for watching this video. Stay tuned for more videos about Giselle coming up, and please subscribe and follow.